When you feel like a failure, the pain is deep and personal. You look at your life and see unmet goals, broken promises to yourself, missed opportunities, and moments where you fell short. The voice in your head whispers that you are not enough, that you have wasted time, that others are moving forward while you are stuck. This feeling can be crushing. It steals your motivation, clouds your judgment, and makes even small tasks feel pointless. If you are watching this right now, there is a very good chance that you are carrying this heavy weight. You are not alone. Almost every person who has ever achieved anything meaningful has walked through seasons of feeling like a failure. The difference between those who stay broken and those who rise again lies in how they respond to that feeling. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor who faced wars, plagues, betrayals, and immense personal losses, knew this pain intimately. Yet he never allowed the feeling of failure to define him. In his private meditations, written during the darkest periods of his life, he left us a powerful roadmap for what to do when you feel like a failure. Today we are going to walk through that roadmap together. These are not empty motivational words. These are practical, battle-tested Stoic principles that can help you transform the feeling of failure into fuel for growth, resilience, and renewed purpose. By the end of this video, you will have a clear set of actions you can take the next time failure knocks on your door. You will learn how to meet it with dignity, extract its lessons, and keep moving forward with quiet strength. Let us begin by understanding why the feeling of failure hurts so much, and why the Stoic approach is uniquely equipped to heal it. The feeling of failure is painful because it strikes at the core of our identity. We tie our worth to outcomes, to achievements, to how others see us, to the version of success we imagine for ourselves. When those outcomes do not match our expectations, we conclude that we ourselves are the problem. This is a heavy burden to carry. The Stoics offered a radically different perspective. Marcus Aurelius taught that your worth is not determined by external results. It is determined by the quality of your character, by how wisely, courageously, justly, and self-disciplined you respond to whatever life brings. Failure, in the Stoic view, is not proof that you are worthless. It is simply feedback. It is data. It is a teacher showing you where you still need to grow. When you internalize this truth, the emotional sting of failure begins to lose its power. You stop spiraling into self-hatred and start asking better questions. What can I learn from this? How can I respond with virtue? What small step can I take next? This shift from self-judgment to self-examination is the first step toward healing. Marcus Aurelius faced constant criticism, military setbacks, and the slow decline of the empire he loved. Yet, in his private writings he reminded himself again and again that the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. He did not waste time lamenting failure. He used it as raw material for becoming a better man. You can do the same. The next time you feel like a failure, pause and remember that this moment is not the end of your story. It is simply one chapter, and you still hold the pen. The Stoic path is not about avoiding failure. It is about refusing to let failure define you. It is about meeting it with calm dignity and extracting its hidden lessons. This mindset alone can transform your relationship with setbacks from one of shame to one of quiet strength. Marcus Aurelius left us one of the most practical pieces of advice for moments of failure. He wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." When you feel like a failure, the mind loves to argue. It replays every mistake, compares you to others, and builds elaborate stories about why you will never succeed. The Stoic response is to stop arguing and start acting. Stop debating whether you are good enough. Start doing the next right thing with full attention and virtue. This is incredibly liberating. It takes the pressure off needing to feel confident or motivated before you act. You do not need to feel worthy to begin again. You only need to choose the next small action that aligns with the person you want to become. If you failed at a project, the next step might be to analyze what went wrong without self-pity and make one small improvement. If you failed in a relationship, the next step might be to reflect honestly on your part and practice one virtue you neglected. If you failed to keep a promise to yourself, the next step might be to forgive yourself quickly and recommit with a smaller, more achievable action. Marcus Aurelius did not wake up every morning feeling like a great emperor. He woke up and chose to act like one anyway. That choice, repeated daily, is what built his character. You have the same power. The feeling of failure is painful, but it does not have the final word. Your response does. When you choose to act with virtue instead of wallowing in self-judgment, you begin to rebuild self-trust. Each small disciplined action becomes proof that you are capable of growth. Over time, these actions compound into genuine confidence that is not based on perfect outcomes, but on the strength of your character. Another powerful Stoic principle for dealing with the feeling of failure is the dichotomy of control. Epictetus taught that we suffer when we try to control things that are not up to us. Failure often triggers this mistake. We beat ourselves up over outcomes we could not fully control: market conditions, other people's decisions, timing, luck. The Stoic response is to separate clearly what was up to you from what was not. What was up to you? Your effort, your preparation, your honesty, your attitude. What was not up to you? The final result, other people's reactions, external circumstances. When you focus only on what was truly up to you, you reclaim your power. You can honestly assess your effort without drowning in shame over the outcome. You can learn from mistakes without letting them destroy your self-worth. Marcus Aurelius applied this principle constantly. He faced military defeats and political betrayals, yet he refused to let those uncontrollable events define his character. He asked himself daily, did I act with wisdom? Did I act with courage? Did I act with justice? If the answer was yes, he could sleep with peace even if the battle was lost. You can ask yourself the same questions after any setback. Did I show up fully? Did I give my best effort? Did I respond with integrity? An honest yes to these questions allows you to hold your head high even when the result was disappointing. This separation frees you from the toxic cycle of self-blame and opens the door to genuine growth. The feeling of failure loses its power when you realize that your worth was never dependent on the outcome in the first place. It was always dependent on how you showed up. The Stoics also taught us to view failure as necessary training rather than a verdict on our worth. Marcus Aurelius wrote that the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Every failure contains valuable information. It shows you where your approach was weak, where your preparation fell short, or where your assumptions were wrong. Instead of seeing failure as proof that you are not good enough, the Stoic sees it as tuition paid for wisdom. This mindset shift is incredibly powerful. It turns pain into purpose. When you lose a job, the Stoic asks, what skill do I need to develop now? When a relationship ends, the Stoic asks, what virtue was I neglecting that I can strengthen moving forward? When a goal slips away, the Stoic asks, what did this teach me about patience, resilience, or better planning? By asking these questions, you extract the lesson and move forward wiser. Seneca faced bankruptcy, exile, and the threat of execution, yet he used each hardship to deepen his understanding of human nature and virtue. You do not need to suffer at that scale to benefit from the same approach. The next time you feel like a failure, sit down and write 3 specific lessons the experience taught you. Then choose one small action you will take because of what you learned. This simple exercise prevents you from staying stuck in shame and moves you into growth. Over time, you will begin to see every setback as a necessary part of your development rather than a reason to give up. This is how resilient people are made. They do not avoid failure. They mine it for wisdom and keep moving. One of the most practical pieces of advice Marcus Aurelius left us for moments of feeling like a failure is to focus on the present moment and do the next right thing. When failure hits, the mind loves to travel to the past to replay mistakes, or to the future to imagine endless negative consequences. Both directions create suffering. The Stoic solution is to bring the mind back to the present and ask, what is the next right action available to me right now? Not tomorrow. Not next week. Right now. This could be as simple as making your bed with care, writing 1 paragraph, sending 1 honest message, or taking a short walk to clear your head. Small present-focused actions rebuild momentum and self-trust faster than grand plans ever could. Marcus Aurelius practiced this during some of the darkest periods of his reign. He did not allow himself to be paralyzed by the scale of the problems facing the empire. He focused on doing the next right thing with full attention and virtue. You can adopt the same practice. When the feeling of failure overwhelms you, pause and ask, what is one small thing I can do right now that aligns with the person I want to become? Then do it immediately, without waiting to feel motivated. Each completed small action becomes evidence that you are capable of forward movement. Over days and weeks, these actions accumulate and slowly rebuild your confidence from the inside out. The feeling of failure begins to fade not because circumstances have changed dramatically, but because you have started acting like the person you aspire to be. Another powerful Stoic antidote to the feeling of failure is the practice of gratitude and perspective taking. When you feel like a failure, the mind narrows its focus to everything that went wrong and ignores everything that is still right. The Stoics countered this tendency by deliberately practicing gratitude even in difficult times. Marcus Aurelius began each day by reminding himself of the good things in his life, his teachers, his health, his ability to reason, the support of good people. This practice did not deny the existence of hardship. It simply refused to let hardship be the only story. You can do the same. When the feeling of failure arises, take a few minutes to write down 3 things you are still grateful for: your ability to learn, the support of even one person, the fact that you are still breathing and able to try again. This small act of gratitude creates emotional space and prevents the mind from spiraling into total despair. Combined with the dichotomy of control, it helps you see that while some things have not gone as planned, many things are still within your power to improve. Perspective is everything. Failure in one area of life does not mean failure in all areas. A lost job does not erase your skills or character. A failed relationship does not erase your capacity to love and grow. A missed goal does not erase all the progress you have already made. The Stoics constantly reminded themselves of this broader perspective. They knew that life is long and that today's failure can become tomorrow's wisdom if you respond with virtue. As we near the end of this video, I want to leave you with a practical 30-day challenge that will help you transform the feeling of failure into fuel for growth. For the next 30 days, every time you feel like a failure, follow this simple 4-step process. First, acknowledge the feeling without judgment. Say to yourself, I feel like a failure right now, and that is okay. Second, apply the dichotomy of control. Ask, what was up to me? What was not up to me? Third, extract the lesson. Write down one specific thing this experience taught you. Fourth, take one small virtuous action today. It does not have to be big. It only has to be in the right direction. Do this consistently for 30 days and you will notice a profound shift. The feeling of failure will lose its power to paralyze you. You will begin to see setbacks as temporary feedback rather than permanent verdicts on your worth. You will rebuild self-trust through consistent small actions. And most importantly, you will start to embody the quiet strength that Marcus Aurelius showed even in the darkest times of his life. Failure is not the opposite of success. It is part of the path to success. The Stoics did not avoid it. They used it. You can do the same. The next time you feel like a failure, remember Marcus Aurelius' words. Waste no more time arguing about what a good person should be. Be one. Choose virtue. Take the next right step. Keep rising. Thank you for watching this video. If Marcus Aurelius' advice on handling the feeling of failure resonated with you, please hit the like button. It helps the message reach more people who need it. Subscribe to Rise as a Stoic and turn on notifications so you never miss the next practical Stoic lesson on building mental strength and resilience. In the comments, share one recent setback you have faced and one small action you are committing to take because of it. I read every comment, and I am genuinely rooting for your growth. In the next video, we will explore Stoic rules for handling rejection and heartbreak in relationships. Until then, remember, your worth is not defined by your results. It is defined by how you respond to them. Stay calm, stay strong, and keep rising. I will see you in the next lesson.